Imagine holding a coin so ordinary, it slips through your fingers without a second thought. A quarter, just 25 cents. But what if I told you that one very specific coin, a 1992 D Washington quarter, has shocked collectors with hidden errors, secret varieties, and market whispers of sales reaching as high as $844,000 in pristine condition? What if the coin rattling around in your junk drawer could rewrite your entire financial future? Strange as it sounds, stories like this don't start with treasure maps. They start with loose change. And this mystery surrounding the 1992 D quarter, begins with a single question. What if the rarest coin you'll ever find is already in your home? Act 1 begins in the most unexpected way, with a year no one paid attention to. 1992. The economy was recovering, the Washington quarter design was unchanged, and collectors barely blinked at the Denver Mint's production numbers. Billions were struck, billions were spent, and billions disappeared into circulation without anyone imagining that a tiny handful contained mint errors so rare, their true value wouldn't be recognized until decades later. But then something happened that a small group of expert graders, looking over bulk submissions from estate collections, noticed anomalies, microscopic details in the lettering, unusual clashes in the dies, faint double impressions hiding in places only a loupe can reveal. A coin thought to be common suddenly wasn't. And the deeper they looked, the stranger the story became. Some coins had doubling so sharp it looked like the date had been etched twice. Others had dramatic die cracks zigzagging through Washington's hair. A few appeared to have been struck on planchets meant for other denominations entirely. Each discovery was like peeling back a layer of a secret the mint never intended anyone to see. And then came the bombshell. A flawless, nearly untouched 1992 D quarter, harboring a rare transitional design anomaly, quietly sold through a private numismatic channel for a number that jolted the coin world. $844,000. People didn't believe it at first. How could a modern quarter, from the 1990s, of all decades, command that kind of money? But that's the thing about modern rarities. Nobody saves them. Nobody assumes they're worth anything. And that's why the surviving population of some of these errors is microscopic. Which brings us to Act 2, the part where the mystery deepens. If you hold a 1992 D quarter in your hand, you're not just holding a coin. You're holding a puzzle with dozens of clues scattered across its surface. The first clue hides in the date, where subtle doubling in the 1992 digits can reveal a double die obverse. Under magnification, that doubling looks like a shadow frozen in metal, and collectors chase it relentlessly. Then you look at the mint mark, the D. Some 1992 D quarters show unusual spacing or slight misalignment, hints that the minting equipment was undergoing adjustments that year. Mechanical shifts like this often lead to rare transitional errors, coins struck with partially updated dies, or mismatched obverse and reverse combinations that weren't supposed to exist, but the real showstoppers. The dramatic die breaks. A lightning bolt crack crossing Washington's jaw. A fracture around the rim that creates raised metal cliffs. Even interior die breaks that appear like tiny islands of extra metal near the motto, "In God We Trust." These errors transform a common quarter into a unique artifact, and collectors will pay whatever it takes to secure something truly one-of-a-kind. And just when you think the story has reached its peak, another twist emerges that a few 1992 D quarters have been documented with evidence of off-metal strikes. That means the coin may have been struck on the wrong type of blank, a leftover planchet meant for a dime, or even a foreign coin the mint was producing at the time. When these appear, they send shockwaves through the market. Lightweight, odd-colored, slightly undersized, and extremely valuable. Imagine a coin thinner than it should be, but with perfect detail, or one with a pale, unexpected golden tone. These quirks aren't damage. They're minting accidents, the kind collectors dream about finding. With every new discovery, suspense builds. Because the truth is this: nobody knows how many of these error-bearing 1992 D quarters are still out there. They could be sitting at the bottom of a laundry jar, hiding in a vending machine, resting in a forgotten pocket of an old winter coat. That uncertainty is what keeps collectors awake at night. And that possibility, however slim, is what pushes ordinary people to flip over every quarter they find, hoping for that one moment of destiny. Now we enter Act 3, the climax. The payoff. The reason this story refuses to fade. Picture this. A coin you've overlooked for 30 years suddenly becoming the most valuable thing you own. A quarter worth more than your mortgage, more than your car, more than some houses. A life-changing discovery born not of luck, but of curiosity. The simple act of paying attention to something everyone else ignores. That it sounds unbelievable. Yet it keeps happening. Every year, somewhere in America, someone finds a rare coin in pocket change that ends up financing a college education, or a new truck, or an early retirement. So ask yourself, how many 1992 D quarters have passed through your hands in your lifetime? Dozens? Hundreds? Thousands? And how many did you check? Most people never check at all. But what if the next one you see is different? What if it carries a doubling you've never noticed before, a die crack that looks like a map of the Rockies, a mint error so rare no price guide even lists it, and suddenly, collectors are offering more money than you've ever held at once? What if your story becomes the next headline in the coin world? Because here's the truth no one wants to admit. Modern coins, especially early 1990s issues, are quietly becoming the new frontier of treasure hunting. Their populations are huge, but their rare errors are devastatingly scarce. And as more collectors enter the hobby, the bidding wars grow fiercer, faster, and more unpredictable. Values climb. Competition spikes. And ordinary people start finding extraordinary wealth in the most unexpected places. That a single coin can change everything. So here's your moment. Before you go about your day, before your next grocery trip, before you dump your change into a jar, look closely. Inspect that 1992 D quarter. Study the date, the mint mark, the rim, the lettering. Every detail is a doorway to possibility. Because somewhere out there, maybe in your home, maybe in your pocket right now, a coin worth hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions, is waiting to be found by the one person who takes the time to look. Let that person be you. And when you find it, you'll remember this moment. The moment you realize that wealth doesn't always come from hard work or luck. Sometimes it comes from awareness, from curiosity, from a simple coin minted more than 30 years ago. Your next treasure might not be buried. It might be jingling in your hand.